strafing over there. I'm gonna walk over there and give a progress report in just a second on Ava's boat. I just got to put a little bit of tape on something up here because I drilled a hole up here and to see how thick this hardtop is, because I'm gonna be bolting on some bolt rope for the Dodger. Got that all sewed up. I'll show that as I go. Haven't finished it or anything. And that piece of tape's just on there for tonight, just in case for rain or dew. Not that it matters, this stuff can get wet even because it's foam. But anyways, I'm gonna give you a progress report on Ava's boat. We have pulled off all of the cap rails and are going to be replacing some, fixing some. She wants to keep with wood, so we're gonna repair that. We pulled all the portholes out so they can be rebedded, and same thing we had to do on Blossom. Yeah? Yeah.
I don't want to just keep showing my dad to work on my boat.
I know. I know, that's the problem. Like, filming is, you don't film when you're working. I don't want to get too much of this handrails off. Gotta clean her up, grind her down.
It's not getting under this layer though.
Yeah. Or if we could grind it. It's like that little tiny chunk right there. Just a little bit. Almost done. And then we can finally clean up the boat.
He wound up like I used to drive that old Chevy nose.
That freaking tool is not light too, man. Good job, Ava.
I like
Yeah.
I know.
this much.
So freaking close. You guys are kicking ass.
Nice.
It was green too, so the fat Raleigh's always
Yeah. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks a lot better. That's pretty much the gist of it. Just careful of your hair and stuff. Get a broom, that way we can see what we're doing, sort of. We've been back to the shop about a month. Luckily we got some work, which was really, really nice. Really kind of people to give us some work. So what'd you do on this boat, Pete?
Fixed the floor mainly. We just put another coat of varnish on it. Fixed the floor, made that block there in the back.
So this floor had a rot spot right about here. Pretty big chunk of rot right here. And Pete replaced it with structural foam and then glassed it. So he had to make structural foam shelf sort of for it to sit on, and then he screwed it to that and glassed it in. Or maybe he just glued it, just splooged it down and glassed it, huh? No mechanical fasteners on it. And this, the reason why this floor rotted was because of this seat had screws going into it, and then that rotted this floor out. So there's no screws going into this floor anymore. And this he had to repair. And he made, morning Chris, this piece back here. What's this for?
That's for an anchor thing.
Okay.
How's it going, bud?
So that was a little tricky piece to make. Look at the shapes. So yeah, doing the floor was a lot just because glassing, fairing, grinding, painting, non-skidding, and then putting all that back together. And then varnish the rub rail too, because that needed it. We're bringing the bus in here, gonna do a bunch of stuff to it. We're gonna pull the engine, replace the alternator. That's the main thing. That's what our biggest problem this whole time was a darn alternator. We also think that maybe the solenoid and the switch and the starter has a solenoid. We think we need to eliminate the one solenoid. So I think we're like just over relayed. Because I think that's why our switch won't, that's why we're not starting every once in a while. It's this weird gremlin that we've had for about a couple of years. Here it comes into the car bay. Ready to go back to work. Sounds good. The engine's running great, actually. The engine's running just fine. The problem we're having is starting. So we're going to try to fix that because whoever the new owner is won't want to have an engine that won't start. I don't think it's necessarily the engine's fault. I think it's the alternator, number one, is not charging our battery. And the exhaust also has a big...
Yeah, I think that's got something, because it's going whoop, 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 and it's like...
Exhaust will do that too.
Catching the exhaust.
And we do have an exhaust leak. And the solenoid with that weird click that we get, because we're double solenoided.
Right. They gotta wire it different. They gotta run the bigger wire right to the starter, and the smaller wire to the solenoid. Because I had it.
Thank you, airplane, for your sound. Anyways, you gotta wire a new solenoid. Is that what you said?
Rewire it.
Rewire it.
Wire it to where the big cable goes right to the starter instead of to the solenoid.
Yeah.
Gives us room to get the motor out easy.
Yep.
All we gotta do is remove the bumper. Pull that fucker out.
Unbolt the bumper.
Yeah.
We made it so that the bumper would all unbolt. This right here was cut, right here and here, and then just pull that whole thing out, and the engine will slide right out. Instead of having to raise the bus up way in the air.
Paint in there a little bit.
Because this is originally a pancake engine, so because it's an upright, you have to raise the bus up so high up in the air to get the upright out from underneath it. It's kind of dangerous. So this is much better. We're gonna clear coat the canoe. The rub rail's on. She's all glassed. The keel is on. So clear coat that, and then pretty much finishing up the seats and stuff, and then she's ready. I started doing some plumbing for the composting head to go into Blossom, but you know how plumbing needs 1 million fittings, and the fittings don't fit right because the hoses aren't exactly this and that, and on it goes. So that's been the project of the day. Was figuring out plumbing. So here's the seats over here actually in varnish, and the middle piece. This middle piece we need to put a new end on. This is actually heart pine. Look at the... Most of this is gonna get cut off. It gets cut off like right about here, but whatever. We weren't sure the length of it, but look at the lines on it. It looks like plywood. And then this piece goes in the galley. I'll show you that one that goes in. And the 2 seats, which need, after they get varnished, they'll get the, what's that stuff called?
Did you varnish the ends of these? Didn't do the whole thing?
I did the whole thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.